Hey kings, welcome back to my channel. You can't really be a king if bedroom matters floor you all the time. And trust me, because this is a predominantly single men's channel, right? I want to say that I am so privileged to want to be discussing this. I'm sure you've seen the title and you're like, okay, what does she have to say? A lot. You know, I always look out for you. And that's why in this video, we're going to be talking about what the actual average penile length should be, or is actually, is, so that we get some education, look at where are we missing it, what about women make us freak out and then get all bothered about the fact that my length isn't quite what it should be. All of those things we're going to talk about in this video. Okay, so if you're really interested about knowing this, don't go anywhere. First thing you should do, as usual, is to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share, right? So let's go straight into this. I have always, in my years advocating for men's rights, you know, meeting with men one-on-one, coaching them on relationship and all that. I'm not a sex expert. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a urologist, any of such things. I'm not even interested in. But as a content creator, I can be everything, right? Because I go all out there to get this information for you so that you don't have to bother, you don't have to be overwhelmed with the things that are overwhelming every other person out there on the street, right? No, I've kind of jokingly been bothered, is it an irony, about the fact that a lot of marriages are going through a lot because of sexuality and inability, most times, of the men who are husbands to understand the dynamics around their partners and themselves. And then I think that this is a brilliant opportunity for you to learn, because what better time to prepare for marriage than when you are single, not right now. So that's why we're going to talk about this. I will tell you what the average length is all across the world. I will tell you, yes, what women expect and what men like you are thinking, and why there is so much fuss about,
oh, I'm not that quite big. I'm not quite big. I will not satisfy a woman.
First of all, did you know that penile length, that is how long you are down there, is determined by genetics, meaning that you got that from your mama and your papa and your grandmama and your grandpapa and your village people. Okay, because it is not something you predetermined or you chose, like, I want that length, I want that length. You just came custom made with your length, which is why you should actually just be comfortable in it. Okay, now also certain things can change or affect the length of your down there, your penile length. Okay, I hope I don't use the PENNI's expression in this video, okay, because I don't want YouTube to freak out and think that I'm going groovy. Okay, so things like the environment you grew up with, the environment you now live, the environment also mean your well-being, how you take care of yourself, can affect it, right? And of course, hormones. There are different hormones, predominantly testosterone. Of course, we learned that in biology class, right? Yeah. So all of that can change, can affect penile length. Okay, so that's out of the way. Did you also know that not much can be done to make your length longer or shorter? I don't know if anybody wants shorter, but shorter. Yes, some people want shorter. Don't mind me. I remember. Oh my God, it's just coming back. Like, there are a few men whose weapon down there is like, kill me today kind of thing when it comes to women, when women encounter it. So yeah, I know some people might actually be feeling ashamed as well that I'm so lengthy down there that I'm like, which women can accommodate me, right? So there's not much you can really do. Yeah, so I'm going to also do another video, because this is going to be a series of about 5 videos, focusing on sexual health, right? So I'm going to do other videos about things I found out that works for trying to make it longer. But did you know that not so much? It's not, it's not like there's any, there are options that you can just it will move from 3 centimeter to 5 centimeter, or 5 centimeter to 18 centimeter, nothing like that. So why I'm saying that is so that you don't also put yourself in a trap where you are going around the circle trying your best to see what you can do. I can tell you what to do even with the length you have, which is why you should watch at the end of this video. Have you liked this video yet? Okay. But anyway, that out of the way, did you also know that the length is determined by your mood? Like if you're anxious, you're expecting the contract to land, or you've just been duped or scammed, or you're happy, or you're aroused, or you're sick, all of those things affect the length, right? So if yeah, I know you know that, right? Also, as you grow older, just like every human being, as you grow older, certain things just change or transfigure. Okay, so get that out of your mind. So how your penile length is in your 20s may not be how it will be in your 40s and your 50s, right? Did you also know that testosterone and blood pressure and how they interact in your body can actually affect the length, especially when you are sick of maybe your high blood pressure, you're dealing with high blood pressure, you're dealing with prostate. Yeah, my dad dealt with that and I understand how that can go. Also, if you have like diabetes and any other sicknesses, right? So that can actually affect it. I remember recently someone said, if I had, oh my gosh, the wife was asking the husband, like, if I have like a kind of illness condition, something that makes it impossible for me to give it up, serve you pleasure and all of that, will you still be with me as your wife? And the man is like, oh, that's easy. Yeah, of course. Why not? Why not? So that comes to another aspect of something that we're going to discuss in another video, about the fact that so many of you single men actually think that marriage is about boom, 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 boom all the time, and all of that. So it's a lot bigger. Anyway, we're talking about that in another video. So let's concentrate on the length of that weapon down there, okay? And what is ideal. So what is the average length of, let's call it credit card, right? Credit card. Okay, across countries. A survey was done using 15,000 men. Anyway, so 15,000 men were measured when they are flaccid, that is when they are just relaxed. The credit card is not excited, it's just normal. Maybe they're thinking about money or business or something else, you know what I mean? So it was measured, the length of it was measured, and also when they are erect and stretched out, it was also measured, so they can give you an idea that you are in good company, or maybe not, and it's not a problem really. Okay, so the average length of a normal relaxed flaccid weapon or credit card came to an average of 3.6 inches, which is 9.1 centimeters. 3.6 inches, 9.1 centimeters. Yeah. Okay, so when it is stretched out, excited, aroused, whatever, the length averagely was 5 point, and when it's averagely somewhere, 1, 2, 3. So the average length was 5.1 to about 5.2 on the average, which is like about 13.1 to about 13.2 in centimeters. Right. Are you surprised? It's not quite what you think. See what I mean? So anyway, there's also a measurement for, the width, what I call the width, like, put your hand all around it, that whole circumference, yeah. And it was also measured when you are erect. So, measuring it in the circumference, okay, came to about 3.6, between 3.6 and 4.6 centimeter, right? Or what we have as 9.3 to about 11.6 centimeter, right? So thinking about it, you're in good company, right? And please, before you run off to go measure yourself, it is advised that you let your doctor measure you, because when you take a ruler or whatever and trying to measure it, you're going to overestimate or underestimate based on where you start and finish. Your doctor can help you measure accurately, yeah? So don't run off to do that. And the part where I need your mind to be, settled. Now, did you also know that penile length is almost the same across for all men across the world, almost, right? And see, good talk. Length is not the reason any woman is going to be satisfied. No way. No way. It is what you do with it. And let me even tell you, I know there are misconceptions that men have about, oh, how long I should be and all that. And also certain women also judge men based on that, all of that gibberish. But let me educate you, right? With your permission, right? That length isn't what gives the woman pleasure. You know the woman's clitoris? That's the equivalent of a penis in a woman's body. If you can pleasure it, if you can, do what making sure you pleasure the clitoris, your wife will always come running because you're good. It's not about your length, really. There are people who actually have like the length that some guys are envying, and the women in their life can tell you better. It's not always like they are the best performers. And let me also, say something very critically. The people who enjoy penile length, whatever size it is, so don't let the length determine the length you go as a man, if you know what I mean. Don't let the penile length you have to weary you out, to make you feel less. Because I'm talking to somebody who has been feeling less, because in fact, I know some single people, mature, who have not decided to get married because they feel like no woman will really, really, like me. My wife might not stay. She might be complaining. And maybe because of the experience they had with an ex in the past who didn't know better, who tongue lashed them for no reason, which is why I think that, we need to talk about these things even more often, right? Now, there are three ways your penile length can actually appear and feel long and adequate. Right, you heard me. Well, number one way is to always remove the hair down there. Remove the hair down there. And this, I'm telling you, is expert advice, right? I go all out researching to give you the juice, right? Remove the hair down there. How you can actually see the actual length that you have, the appearance, how it feels. Secondly, do exercise. If you can't look down and see it, fat is sitting on it. Fat is contributing to whatever size you think you have. So exercise and remove the fat sitting on there so that you can see the real length that you have. Thirdly, focus on the pleasure for the woman, not on the length of your credit card. Okay, so with these tips of mine, if you have more questions about length, how to increase it, or you think that, oh, I have even deeper issues like premature ejaculation or delayed ejaculation, which is also a big, big problem that a lot of women are like, oh my God, save me, right? Talk to your doctor. Be amazing. As a king, like I said, don't let penile length determine your kingship, your rule, and who you are. Okay? Until I come your way again with another juicy sexual education, be amazing. Bye.